Here are some pictures of me with the singers of Ratt and Mötley Crüe. I was only 16 at the time, and I wasn't even intending on going to their show. I lived in Connecticut, and I took a Greyhound bus to go visit my grandmother, who lived in Springfield, Massachusetts. I had to walk from the bus to her apartment building, and along the way, a limousine pulled up next to me and asked me if I wanted a ride. Some very big hairdos with sunglasses stuck their heads out of the limousine, and they were like, "Hey, baby, you want a ride?" I was like, "No, I don't talk to strangers. I don't know you guys." They kind of looked like girls. They had longer hair than me, lipstick. They just looked wild. And at the time, I was wearing a white tank top and a pale pink corduroy miniskirt with white flat sandals. I looked like a very wholesome good girl, which I was. Jogging every day, no smoking, no drinking. Good girl. I got in the limousine and we rode around Springfield, Mass. I never did make it to my grandmother's house that day, by the way. I'm just saying. It was still broad daylight out. It was like 3 p.m. We pulled up to the Springfield Civic Center, the backstage area. I was surprised to see that there was a line of girls, very scantily clad, wearing very minimal clothing. Red shiny straps, black shiny straps, a lot of rubber clothes, mini skirts, leather bras, very big hair, tons of makeup and high heels. 80s girls, okay? Just like in the videos. Anyhow, I got out of the limo with the guys and we walked onto the bus. The girls were hissing. They were so pissed off that a girl dressed in pastel pink and white got to go on the bus, and they didn't. I'm on the bus and was talking to the guys, telling them that I live in Connecticut and I was going to visit my grandma, and they asked me, what did I do? I said, well, I'm still in high school, and they were laughing. And I said, but I do give massages, and they're like, really? So I was busy massaging Tommy Lee's feet and Vince Neil's feet. They really liked having their feet massaged, and they asked me if I would like to be part of the show. I'm like, I don't sing. They're like, no, we have a surprise. We do this every night on stage. There's a guy dressed in a gorilla costume, and during the song called Too Young to Fall in Love, the gorilla picks up a beautiful girl and puts him over his head during the song. I was like, okay. Keep in mind, at school, I was known for really, really loving the Rolling Stones and the Beatles and Frank Zappa, like hippie music, 60s music. I always said that I hated heavy metal, so I was hoping nobody from my high school would see me there. By the way, some of those girls that were in the line were actually eventually invited onto the bus, and there was shenanigans going on. Okay, you've seen the movie. So anyways, backstage, I went to the dressing room and got to meet the opening act, which was Ratt. And that's when some of these pictures were taken. I was sitting in between Stephen Pearcy and Vince Neil during these pictures. They were goofing around. I think they appreciated the fact that I wasn't dressed like the other girls, that I looked very innocent, okay? I was not dressed the same. Then the sound check happened, and Ratt was on stage, and I was told what to do by the manager, that I should stand on the stage behind a giant speaker and just wait for it to happen. Wait for a big gorilla to come and take me away. So I'm standing behind this giant amplifier, peeking once in a while out at the audience, and I noticed in the first couple rows, I recognized some faces, people from my high school. I was dreading, hoping they wouldn't notice me, I was already sweating. I was like, oh my God, this is really going to ruin my reputation as, a hippie chick. Anyways, the song started, Too Young to Fall in Love. I didn't know the song, but there was somebody on the other side of the stage flashing a flashlight at me to alert me. And suddenly from behind me were 2 hands, giant hands, that lifted me up very high up above their head. This person in the costume must have been 7 feet tall, okay? And it was like Fay Ray and King Kong. That's what they were going for. And he pushed me up above his head, and I was screaming because it was scary. I was like, ah! And yeah, people from my school saw it and gave me so much shit the next day at school, okay? Oh, I thought you didn't like heavy metal. That was my first encounter with Mötley Crüe and Ratt. I have met them plenty more times after that, but, this explains these pictures right here. My book is almost done, and I will go into much greater details about these backstage shenanigans.